Hi, my name is Kelley Diener and I'm a mixed media artist who lives on Waiheke Island, which is right off the coast of Auckland, New Zealand. Mixed media artist, what does that mean? Well, it's probably a lot like fusion food. A lot of different things come together in a new way, pushing the boundaries, and I really like that. My art has a lot to do with layers as well. In this short video, I hope to share with you a bit about my painting process and the materials that I use to create it. I will demonstrate how I build layers and weave together content of textures, reference photos, reverse transfers, and acrylic paint. I will be painting on 2 panels of plexiglass, Perspex if you're down under, 60 by 70 centimeters and about 0.5 centimeters thick. The painting that will emerge is called 4 Seasons in One Day, and it will tell the story of random times in this Waiheke channel that I've captured. I've been snapping shots of this channel for the last few weeks, trying to get it at every stage I could see season-wise. Whipped up water from the wind, fog, tide in, tide out, birds flying up the channel, sailboats going down the channel and up the channel depending on the wind. I am floating a layer of sheer color over a strip of sheet music. This floating technique that I use is all about pulling the surface tension of a very juicy mixture of paint and varnish. I don't need to worry about brush strokes because there's a self-leveling agent in the varnish. I am holding a loaded palette knife at a 30-degree angle to the painting. The idea is to drag it lightly across the surface. It blew a gale yesterday, and due to that I felt there was a big need for me to add some white water because there were so many whitecaps coming down the channel. I floated a layer of opaque white gesso and satin varnish. I left little tiny pockets of relevance showing through from the layer beneath. My task today is to cut back into this, letting some of the little dark parts show through to just give it a little bit more of a 3D effect. When you get that sharp implement in your hand and you are scratching really hard through the paint, you have to believe. Here it is. It's all about the wind. Ha! I've used some satin varnish to varnish both sides of this little clock. And I need to quit thinking about what comes on top of it, but place it where it naturally should go on this canvas. I see that this area has lots of changes. This is a real difference in color, so I think that might be one of my first clock placements. The next reference I'll be adding to the painting is a compass. I will put a thin coat of gloss varnish and place the laser copy upside down with the print facing the varnish and let it dry. After the paper and varnish have dried, I mist the top layer of the paper and slowly roll it off with my fingertips. As the paper is removed, the compass becomes visible. I didn't like the vertical lines over here by the timepieces, so I've knocked those back. And what I mean by knocking them back is that I put a layer of something on top of them so you can still vaguely see them. You can see this layer of wind has subdued the busyness. The last reference that I'm adding to this painting is a photo that I took of these clouds across the channel one day. I used Photoshop to add contrast to them to help me make a better reverse transfer. A good reverse transfer requires quite a bit of contrast in your image. You roll away the white and that should be see-through. The black should be impregnated into the medium that you adhered the photo with. So let's cross our fingers on this one, that this is our last move in completing a painting about 4 seasons in one day. I hope you didn't believe me when I said that the transfer was going to be the last reference that we added, because I keep looking at it and realizing there's one more thing I want to do, and that's to put a line from the song in there. The line I think I've chosen is, "Even when you're feeling warm, the temperature can drop away, like 4 seasons in one day." That part I'll leave off, just that one bit, and that will tie this part of the story for me. And now the placement is going to be crucial, because it's been toned down, but it's still a pretty busy painting, lots to see, which is something I really enjoy, looking at a painting and finding something new each time I look at it. So now I have to tape off on this side, because I will have to be writing in reverse with my nib pen.
Affection, only a sudden, you're not